All right, we're live.
We're live. Welcome everyone to the FCRV General Membership Meeting. We've had a couple of technical difficulties. Hopefully that's all we're going to have and we'll be ready to go. At whatever time this is, 7:37, I declare the meeting called to order. We have established a quorum, so we're good there. And I would like to now go through some introductions. As I was preparing this, I decided that I would recognize all past presidents and or wives that are still alive. Since in this format, everybody's in attendance. So I'm going all the way back. And Donna Herget, who is the wife of Bob Herget, who was president from 1962 to 1963. Jan DeCabiter from Michigan, wife of Pork DeCabiter, president 1982 to 1986. Ray and Jewel Shields. Ray was president from 1980 to 1982. They are now from Missouri, but spent a lot of time in Colorado. Billie Jane Vasut, wife of Joe Vasut, who was president from 1990 to 1992. Dennis and his wife, Jerry, who is deceased, Campbell, from Colorado, was president from 1992 to 1996. Juanita Woolworth from Michigan was the wife of Don Woolworth, and he was president from 1974 to 1976. Jim and Barb Turner are with us. They're from Ohio and Florida, depending on the time of the year. Jim was president from 1996 to 2000. Larry and Vicki Roop from Indiana were president from 2000 to 2004. That's Larry who was president during that time. Jack and Sonya, who is deceased, Smy, from Ontario, was president from 2008 to 2012. Dave Ludwig and his ex-wife, Debbie, and current wife, Linda, was president from 2012 to 2015. Now I will introduce, let's have everyone now, except the trustees and the trustees-elect, turn off their video. Does that move all the trustees in? All right, if one of the things that I know makes your screen seen is if you say something. So when I call your name, if you just say hey or hi or whatever, then people will be sure to see you. Matt Mantilla and his wife Marla is Vice President of Planning and Development.
Good evening, everyone.
Sue Carlson and husband Chuck, Recording and Corresponding Officer. They're from Michigan and Florida. Hi, Chuck. Jan Cushing and her husband Kip, Comptroller from Wisconsin.
Hi, everyone.
George Walters and his wife Debbie, Vice President of Programs from Florida. Sue Fromholzer and husband Carl is Vice President of Operations. They're from New York.
Good evening.
Jack Smy, past president from Ontario. And me, I'm Sherry Weber. My husband Craig is back in the back listening. We're kind of from Florida now. It's kind of weird for me to say that. And then our trustees-elect, Jerry Firsch, president.
Hello.
Lauren Douglas and his wife Mabel, Vice President Programs from Ontario. Beth Standiford and her husband, Paul, recording and corresponding officer, and they're from Missouri. All right, that takes care of introductions. I think I might have one more, possibly two. I know Macy Stuckowich, our current teen queen, is on. Macy, turn your video on and wave to all of us. Hi, Macy. Do you want to say anything?
Personal pizzas.
I think it's working. I'm very excited for the next year. So, sorry, I'm on both Zoom for this and for junior leaders. I am very excited for the next year, and I'm excited to continue my reign and get to actually go to campouts that have unfortunately have had to been canceled this year. And I look forward to meeting new people as I have strived throughout this past year to do.
Awesome. Do you know if your king is with us? Is Caleb with us?
He is not. He is camping in Colorado somewhere, and they don't have good service.
Okay, yeah, that happens when you're camping. So, all right, I'm done with introductions. At this time, I will ask Sue Carlson to go over the minutes from our July 2019 meeting that was held in Kansas. Sue, you need to unmute yourself. We've not heard you.
Okay.
Start over.
Thank you, Sherry. President Weber called the meeting to order at 3:40 p.m. She then introduced our FCRV royalty, Teen Queen Katie Kaburski, Teen King Blake Burnett, Retiree King and Queen Matt and Marla Mantia, followed by the trustees. Vice President of Operations Sue Fromholzer and her husband Carl. Vice President of Programs George Walters and his wife Debbie. Vice President of Planning and Development Scott Serbisek and his wife Jill. Comptroller Jan Cushing and her husband Kip. Sue Carlson, recording corresponding officer, and her husband Chuck. Past presidents on stage were Jim Turner and his wife Barb and Juanita Woolworth, widow of Don Woolworth. Sherry explained that the empty chairs on stage represented former trustees who have passed away. Chaplain Bill Bujelin gave the invocation. Sue Carlson read the minutes of the 2018 annual meeting. Financial report by Jan Cushing. As of May 31st, 2019, total assets amount to $423,682.66. Liabilities are $78,908.35. Equity is $344,774.31, with total liability and equity equaling $423,682.66. Income for the period was $104,648. Expenses were $113,800, resulting in a net loss of $9,152, which is actually less than anticipated in the budget. Scott Serbisek presented Membership of Growth Awards to Connecticut and Wisconsin. Jim Turner installed the new officers for the 2019 to 2021 term. Sue Fromholzer, Vice President of Operations, Matt Mantia, Vice President of Planning and Development, and Jan Cushing, Comptroller. Sue Fromholzer, assisted by Campvention co-chairs Ivoly Vanderhoff and Gerald Firsch, recognized the 2019 Campvention host team with certificates of appreciation. 2020 Campvention presentation. Co-chairs Cammie Hicks, Lou and Lynn Aker, and Lorne and Mabel Douglas transformed into a merry band of hockey players, woodsmen, and fishermen to invite everyone to FCRV's 60th Campvention in Brigden, Ontario, July 13th to the 17th. The meeting concluded with the President's address, whereby Sherry Weber thanked everyone for attending. She reported that the Executive Board met earlier and came up with some great ideas for moving the organization forward. The trustees will be working to implement many of their suggestions over the next year. She asked the membership to be open to doing things in a new way as we all move forward together. Meeting adjourned at 4:10 p.m. Thank you, Dick. That's it. Did y'all leave?
No, we didn't all leave. We're all
Anybody
muted.
Wake them up. Wake up.
I'll take a motion to approve the minutes as read.
I'll
This is
make
George. I move.
George
And
moved.
And this is Sue. I will second.
Sue Fromholzer seconds. Thank you. Anybody opposed to approving the minutes? Say something. Hearing nothing, the motion carries. Jan? Don't forget to turn your mic on.
Okay, balance sheet items. Total assets are $390,663. Liabilities are $79,374. Equity is $311,289. Total liabilities and equity, $390,663. Included in the assets is $100,000 of face value in TVA bonds. These bonds were called as of July 15th, 2020. I am working with the Edward Jones advisor on replacing the proceeds in order to maximize income. Included in liabilities is $11,680 in Small Business Association loans under the Payroll Protection Act. I will be doing the paperwork to get these loans forgiven. Income statement. Total income was $87,105.21. Total expenses was $104,442, which at this point shows a loss of $17,337. That concludes my report. These figures also were as of May 31st because July is not final. June is not finalized yet.
All right, Jan's report will be filed. Any questions for Jan? I guess not. We'll skip that. I'm sorry I asked that. At this time, if we are ready, I would like to start with some special presentations. Sue Carlson, are we ready?
Yes.
Awesome.
You go first, Sherry. I sent you your script.
I'm ready.
Okay.
The Hank Nathan Lifetime Achievement Award is being presented right now. It was established in 2007.
This is a good thing.
It is a special award presented to individuals who have given extraordinary service and devotion to the family, campers, and RVers. This support may include holding office, chairing and/or participation in activities, program development, and other similar actions performed during their membership years and their lifetime. The minimum requirement to qualify for this award is 25 years of continuous service to FCRV. Barb Turner, if you're on and can see, you may have a photo opportunity pretty soon. So you might want to get ready. Previous recipients of the Hank Nathan Lifetime Achievement Award are our founder himself, Hank Nathan, Noreen Smith, Don and Wilma Plummer, Ray and Jewel Shields, Larry and Vicki Roop, Eldon Sellers, Jim and Barb Turner, Sherry and Craig Weber, Juanita Woolworth, and Don and Shirley McKenzie. Joining this distinguished group is a couple who fits the criteria outstandingly. It is truly an honor to present the 2020 Hank Nathan Lifetime Achievement Award to, drum roll please, Jack and Sonya Smythe. Turn on your microphone so he can hear your applause. Yay!
We're
Obviously,
happy.
it wasn't a surprise for some people.
No, it wasn't a surprise for some of us. Hopefully it was for you.
If I got all the people here. If I was knowing this was happening, I would have put some pants on.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much. This means a great deal to obviously to me, and I know it would to Sonya, and it's mostly because not only is it a very nice award, but it's what I'm going to say. It's the people that have gone before that also have this award, and to know that you get grouped in with that group who have done so much for FCRV, it's just truly a great honor, and I'm very happy to accept it. I must admit that it wasn't a total surprise, not because of the kids, but normally the trustees vote on this. And at our last trustee meeting, there was no Hank Nathan Award, and all of a sudden I see on the sheet, it says presentation of Hank Nathan Award. So I put it this way, I would have been shocked,
Had it
more
not
shocked
been-
if it hadn't been me. But thank you very much. I very much
Jack?
appreciate it. Yeah.
Jack, can you hold the plaque a little closer to your camera?
Yep.
There we go. A little further back. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, and thank you, trustees. And thank you, whoever nominated me.
So a lot of people nominated you, Jack, and there are a few people in this meeting that have something to say. So I know Dave Ludwig, you have Sue Carlson, you go ahead and call on the people that have something to say.
Would you like me to read his nomination, or do you just want it printed in Camping Today?
I think printed in Camping Today is fine
Okay, sounds good.
with the other tributes that we have.
And let's begin with Larry and Vicky Roof.
Okay, Jack, congratulations. And to give you a little history, we first became acquainted with Jack and Sonya when Jack was transferred from Canada to Bloomington, Indiana. As state directors, we appointed them a district director for his area. They served in this position until Jack was transferred back to Canada. And later, when I was national president, Jack was elected second vice president, and we served on the board of trustees for 6 years. Jack has always been a very professional and true leader for family campers and RVers. And Jack and Sonya are a couple that represent what Hank Nathan's Lifetime Achievement Award was created for. We can't think of anyone more deserving for this award. Congratulations, Jack.
Congratulations, Jack.
Thank you, Larry.
Next, we'll hear from Paul and Pat Parsley. If they're here. They haven't signed in?
Yes.
Oh, you
I'm
are,
signed.
yay.
Hi,
Yay.
Pat.
Hi. Okay, we knew Jack and Sonya prior to his presidency, as we camped with them in Canada and the USA very often. However, it was when Jack became president that we realized he was one of the best leaders. Jack has the ability to articulate in such a way that when there is opposition among decision makers, everyone is a winner. He had the ability to bring about changes in a positive, professional manner. It was a pleasure to serve under his leadership and direction. Sonya actively participated in member activities and worked with involving the youth. Like Jack, she brought about positive changes in a caring way. She was a beautiful role model. Without a doubt, they both exemplify the positive attributes of this organization.
Thank you, Pat.
You are welcome and well-deserved, Jack. We miss you.
George Walters, if you will.
Well, I don't have the length of time as some of you have with Jack and Sonya, but as soon as I was elected, Jack took me under his wing and was a source of great inspiration, he and Sonya both. He's always been organized and thoughtful. He never hesitates to answer any of the questions that I have had over the many years that I've been a trustee and that we work together. When I'm a little bit down or whatever, tired or frustrated, he always sends me an email of support, as he does when I face challenges. We also share, and Jack, this is very rare, we also share a great love of music, and we understand the beauty and healing power music can produce. Your barbershop singing experiences relates very well to my own musical experiences with bands and orchestras. It's been a pleasure to call you more than a camping buddy. It's a pleasure to be able to say you're a colleague and to call you my friend. Thank you for everything you've been to me, Jack.
Thank you.
And now Dave Ludwig.
Good evening, all. I was installed as the second vice president at the same time Jack became president for his first term of FCRV. I learned a great deal under Jack for those first 4 years. In 2012, I was elected president and Jack became the past president. During my presidency, I again drew on Jack's counsel and advice quite extensively. We continue to be friends to this day, and I think it's very fitting that Jack was awarded the Hank Nathan Lifetime Award. Congratulations, Jack.
Thanks, Dave.
Next, we'll hear from Sue Fromholzer.
As you might know, when I was the office manager, Jack was the president and my boss. Jack was always helpful, and he had a kind word in both business and personal needs. I was fortunate enough to spend much time in the car with him and Sonya on the way to budget meetings. And let me tell you, Sonya made goodies that I enjoyed. We all know, as all the trustees know, when Jack speaks, we all listen because of his professional demeanor. He is a very wise man. Congratulations, Jack.
Thanks, Sue.
Tammy Hicks, please.
Well, I don't know if it's coming up, but okay. Here we are, eventually. Sorry. Thank you for this opportunity of congratulating Jack on this well-deserved honor. Jack and Sonya soon became role models for many of us here in Canada in leadership positions. Later, this evolved into a mentor role on many occasions, provincially, regionally, and internationally. But personally, I think I enjoyed it most when the four of us traveled to and from the Quacker meetings in Fort Wayne. It was a time for just talking, And now as I look back, that was priceless. God bless you.
Thanks, Candy.
And now our drum roller, Scott Serbisek.
Well, I just want to share, Jack has been a key factor as with FCRV as president, as well as past president over the years. His love of the organization has just exceed above and beyond like anybody else I've seen before. Jack was a big supporter of me as a trustee, as I have been to him, hopefully. I will always consider Jack a true friend, and I will support him even more here in the future. We could all share a great deal of how Jack and Sonya have helped the organization, and as well as their presence has affected us all. Thank you, Jack, and congratulations.
Thanks, Scott.
And finally, Sherry Weber.
Unmute. We all forget. Those tributes I cannot top. The only thing I can say is I came onto the Board of Trustees a year after Jack and have been serving with him the entire time since then. And now I'm going to go into new ground and not have Jack on the Board of Trustees as I move forward. So that'll be a little different. But as everyone else has said, Jack, your advice and calming leadership has been invaluable. And congratulations.
Thank you.
We
Thank
can
you,
give
everybody.
Jack, let's give Jack a round of applause again. Everybody turn on your mic.
I would like to close this presentation with a tribute from Sandy Kendall, past recording officer. This is Sandy speaking, not me. I served on the Board of Trustees with Jack for a number of years. Jack and Sonya have dedicated so much of their lives to FCRV. I'm not on?
Here you are.
You're on.
Okay, great. I thought I heard someone say that. All right. His kindness and dedication in the various positions on the board was outstanding. As president, Jack did his absolute best to grow the organization and to have it model the premise on what it was built, family. However, what warms my heart is the dedication they had to each other. Sonya was always there supporting Jack and helping with what she could at the trustees meetings. Jack was there to support Sonya when her health started to deteriorate. FCRV is about families, and Jack and Sonya are the perfect example and role model. Thank you, Sandy. And that concludes our Hank Nathan Lifetime Achievement Award presentation this year.
Thank you, everybody.
Well, that was fun. Matt and Chris, you get to follow that. Matt and Chris are going to present us with membership growth awards.
Before I turn it over to Chris to do the general membership, a little bit on the commercial members. The commercial membership has taken a big hit, and we were up to quite a bit more than what we have, but we have 30 members at this present time that are paying. For some reason, somehow they were still being carried on the report. They were delinquent in payments, and with the hard work of Craig Weber, and I'd like to thank him personally, he got it all caught up, and it's up to date and pretty accurate right now. Last view of it the other day, there's 3 people that are still pending their payments for the month. However, they could be in because Pat is off right now and Carl's in the office by himself. But those are solid people that we have reporting. I'm sorry. Those are solid people that we have paying for the organization at this time. With that being said, thank you again, Craig, for your hard work on that. I want to turn it over to Chris. Chris, if you could unmute yourself and come back up live, wherever you are.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
can hear you. Oh, yeah, there you are. You just popped up. I'm going to let Chris, who was our membership director for the general membership, announce who our top leaders in recruiting this year. And I also want to thank Larry Roop for putting that all together and getting everything taken care of. Great job, Larry. I appreciate all your help. Chris, go ahead and make the announcement, or Jill, are we going to do the video?
I'll probably just do it myself.
Okay.
All right.
Now, just remember, if you do a good job, you don't get an Academy Award for this.
No, I just want to see the movie.
Okay.
Okay. For the small state game, we had a three-way tie that was between Florida, Indiana, and Ohio. Each had 5 new members. For the medium state, we had Michigan and North Carolina, both also 5 members, new members each state. Congratulations to your states. Well, I'd like to send out a big old honorable mention to Nevada with a gain of 4. Congratulations to each and every state. You will be receiving a certificate through your state directors. Congratulations, and we will see you soon.
All right. Thank you, Chris. And Sherry, back to you.
I keep trying to unmute my microphone on my picture and it's not there. Let's give a big round of applause to these states who brought in new members for us this year. Unmute and applaud. The Sioux Squared have a presentation now.
Actually, my square jumped the boat. She said she thought I could handle this alone, but she can sit there and smile at everybody while I take care of all the business. Hello, executive board members and friends. Just imagine if you had a project to perform. Before you complete it, you need to make decisions on how to accomplish it, gather resources, and put it all together. After many hours of work, the rug is suddenly pulled out beneath you. Well, that is what happened to our convention team this year. I believe we still need to express our appreciation and say thank you to all of the 2020 team members and their hard work. The following people, along with many other members, have spent countless hours in preparation of our 2020 convention. Please, if you see any of them, thank them and give them a new hug. We have, I will read who was on the teams, and let's wait to the end before we do any clapping or anything, please. Team 1, chair was Lou Aker with his co-chair John Scott. Team 2, chair was Dave Skillings and his co-chair was Sharon Sandu. Team 3 was Rudy Sandu with Connie Skilling as his co-chair. Team 4 was Giles and Barb Dorr, and their co-chair was Michael and Ruth Czar. Team 5 was Mabel Douglas and his co-chair, Marlene Wiltsey. We also had the executive team, which was advertising, Harold Merton. Security was Brian Chatfield. Publicity was Harold and Elizabeth Merton. Registration was Marilyn Rosenberg. Treasurer was David Webster. All of these teams were led by our own Cammie Hicks, Lynn Akers, and Lauren Douglas. And we thank them for all their hard work and we just appreciate everything you do for us. Okay, thank you.
Unmute and applause.
Yay! Tammy, would you like to say anything? Tammy or any of the other co-leaders?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. I'll forget the video. It'll take 5 minutes to put that on. I'm very grateful for your words. We're all contemporaries in this. We've all done these things before for Camp Vention in one way or another. This year was completely different. I have to give full credit, full marks to Jill Serbisek, who is a wizard. And without her, we wouldn't be able to have done what's been done this year for the virtual Camp Vention. All those people you named and more besides are true worker bees. And thank you for your kindness in recognizing them. Lauren, I see you're there. Would you like to speak?
Thanks, Cammie. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to make sure that everybody understands how much work Cammie did. She was leading our team, and I bothered her constantly on the phone. I'm not very good on the computer, so I'd pick up the phone and talk to her. And if she didn't have an answer, she didn't bother trying to make one up or anything. She called somebody else, and quite often that was Jack. And but we worked together as a team. And Lynn Aker was phenomenal as well. And I can't say enough about all the people that had stepped forward to volunteer. And I have to give special mention to my wife, Mabel, because she was one of the team leaders. And she kept me on the straight and narrow, if nothing else. I would like to thank everybody for all of the work and all of the advice that came as we were trying to put this together. And especially, I have to mirror Cammie's statement, especially Jill. Thanks again, everybody.
Lynn, you're the only one that hadn't said anything. Why don't you?
Okay, well, thank you very much for the kind words there, Lauren. And I have to echo that it really was a team effort. We had a lot of good meetings together and working groups that, and we had made a lot of progress. And I would like to, give a kudos out to my husband, Lou, because he was the one who had to call when it was canceled. He had to call all those contractors and cancel the golf carts and cancel Brigden and cancel the lights and the sound and so, but we all are disappointed, but we get to say we're the very first region that had a virtual Camp Vention. So hey, when life gives us lemons, let's make some lemonade. And just thank you to Lauren and Cammie and to all the team members. And that's all I got to say.
Well, thank you, Lynn. That's all I'll share.
Okay, I have a small presentation that I feel is important right now. The Camp Vention team mentioned her. Jill, can you put your screen on for us, please?
No, I'm not dressed. I'm kidding.
This is the lady that made this Camp Vention possible in a virtual way. Jill, there's a certificate coming to you in appreciation for all that you have done. Jill, I contacted Jill to see if she could do this, and she said, well, it's not my expertise, but I'll do the research and find out how to do it. And that girl from the day one was constantly finding new things and all kinds of loopholes and different ways of doing things that we could put together. If it were not for her, that band concert would not have happened Tuesday night, Monday night, whenever that was. And truly, Jill is why this virtual Camp Vention. occurred. We can't stand up, Jill, but think of this as a standing ovation.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I want to thank Cammie and Lauren and Lynn and all the Canadians for putting up with me, because I sent multiple emails a day harassing them to get me things and volunteer for things. And so I appreciate everyone's patience and working with all this stuff. And it was fun putting it on, and hopefully everybody enjoyed it. And all the volunteers, again, everyone in Canada. And then in addition, I roped in all sorts of other people. So appreciate everybody who got sucked in because you knew me.
That's how it goes. Thank you very much, Jill.
Yeah, bravo, Jill.
Thank you.
All right, George Walters, you have a presentation.
Well, I have some of the awards that have come in, and most of them came in the last 2 days or so. But that's the nature of it. So I have some to read. All of these have been sent to Larry and for the Camping Today. But I think they deserve to be read quickly. In the Camping is virtual contest, there were 5 entries. First place goes to Dana Kendall, Colorado. First place, that's ages 0 to 2. Ages 3 to 4, first place, Hannah Courtney from Indiana. And second place, Alana Courtney, Indiana. There were no entries for ages 5 to 6. Ages 7 to 8, Otto McIntosh from Michigan. Ages 9 to 10, first place goes to Ian, I hope I'm saying that right, Kendall from Colorado. And ages 11 through 12, there were no entries. Conservation poster winners, first place, Otto McIntosh, 6 to 8 age group. From 9 to 11, Dalen Mather from Lakefield, Ontario. 12 to 14, first place, Brooke Mather, I hope I'm saying that right, from Lakefield. And age 20 and above, first place, Kathy Hartwick from Carleton, Michigan. Now we get the essay winners, and these involve money, nice prizes, and they have been sent to our comptroller, Jan Cushing, so that we can issue the checks. Here are the names of the winners for the Conservation Essay Contest. Kara Lynn Brown, 8th grade, $50 from Clingerton, Pennsylvania. Logan Travis Cannon, 6th grade, $35. Okay, Logan. Caden Cannon, can't read. Caden Cannon, $50 from Grahana, Ohio. Second place, Macy Marie Stuckwich, $35. And Kelly Catherine Brown, $25. Those are the awards we have. I want to thank my program directors for getting them to me. And congratulations to all the winners. And thank you, Jan, for your help with the checks. Let's give them a round of applause. Don't forget to unmute.
And at this time, Jack, I think you had some things to share with us. Is that correct?
Possibly, yeah. Carl, are you there? Carl Wood?
I think I saw his name.
Yeah, he was on. Carl?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. Can you give just a brief report on scholarship? I know we haven't got all the particular. We are going to put something in Camping Today, but I asked Carl if he could at least talk about what has accomplished in that. And we do have most of our board members here. So, Carl, please.
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
So 2009, 2019-20 scholarship year has been significantly affected, as many things have been, by COVID-19 pandemic. Because of the closure of all education centers, this presented a challenge for candidates to access the required documentation. We reached out to all applicants to ensure that they could complete their applications within the defined timeline of April 15th. We had talked about and considered extending that deadline if it appeared to be necessary. After reaching out to all of the candidates, it was decided not to extend that deadline. In addition to the concerns over access to documentation, Scholarship America, like most of North America, went on work from home duty. The ramifications of this was to provide difficulty in processing data. They operate in team concept. They couldn't get together in a team environment to do the analysis. And in maintaining traditional stages in coming forth of the list of recommendations for the scholarship board to consider. As of this week, in fact, as of 2 hours ago, we have not notified the candidates of the value of the scholarship because of the reasons I identified. In 2020, the NCHA FCRV Hank Nathan Scholarship will award 9 scholarships in the total amount of $12,000. I can tell you that. We responded to 12 requests for applications, receiving 11 at the Scholarship America office. The 9 recommendations were reviewed and approved after some consideration by the scholarship board. The value of the scholarship fund as of June 30th was $242,186.72. We used 6% of that value, actually the value at the April timeline, for scholarships, which gave us an available resource of $14,000. This year, we do not have a recipient of the shoe, the Memorial Shoe Award for Conservation Ecology or Outdoor Activities. We hope that will come back again next year, depending on a candidate. This year, award winners will be acknowledged in an upcoming Camping Today. The Scholarship Board wishes to thank the staff at Scholarship America for their continued support of our program. We specifically wish to thank Stacy Anderson, our contact with Scholarship America, for her dedication and her support, particularly this year. Scholarship Fund has received $453 in donations this year. And even though the cause is not what we would want, we do thank the people for their contributions. Our thanks and best wishes to all 9 recipients of this year's scholarships. We wish all of them continued success as they work toward a career in their chosen fields. We also want to show our appreciation, excuse me, to all the members who contributed as part of that $453 donation. A well-deserved thank you from me, particularly to Jan Cushing, for all of her work over so many years in keeping our books in order. In closing, let me leave you with this thought. The Scholarship Board helps many young people to follow their dreams. 2 people are leaving the board this year who have been instrumental in helping the Scholarship Board maintain its focus. So we thank Jack Smythe and George Walters for their years of dedication and service in helping to fulfill those dreams. that we welcome Sherry and Lauren to our board. Thank you. Jack?
Thank you. Thank you, Carl. While I have the mic, John, do you want to add anything to Carl's report? I know he gave the financials there. Are you happy, okay, or do you want to say something?
No, I provided him with the figures, so there's not much more that I can say.
Very good.
Except
Okay.
that all of the funds for the scholarship, they're invested in mutual funds at our Edward Jones brokerage firm. There's several different mutual funds that make up that, and that's the market value as of, because I had those reports in, it is the market value as of the end of June.
Thank you, John. That's it, Sherry. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. One more thing to do before everyone can turn their video back on, and that is the installation of our new trustees. And for that, I call Dave Ludwig, Jerry Firsch, Lauren Douglas, and Beth Standiford. If you don't have your video on, those people definitely should have their video on.
Good evening again, everyone, and thank you. First, let me say thank you for the opportunity to chair the nominating committee for this year. We've already detailed in camping today the members of the nominating committee and the work that we did. I thank the nominating committee again for all their hard work. I think we came up with some good opportunities for the organization for this year. And as a result of the election that we held in the spring, the organization has chosen Jerry Firsch as president, Lauren Douglas as vice president of programs, and Beth Standiford as the new recording corresponding officer. Let me say that those folks being elected as a trustee of FCRVs, it's an honor and a tribute, and it's an expression of the faith and confidence that executive board and membership has in you. You need to know that you do not take this oath of office alone. By the simple act of electing you as a trustee, the executive board and membership has also pledged to support you. As you take this oath of office today, all of us, the executive board and all the members, will be taking it along with you. So if you're ready at this time, please repeat after me, Jerry, Lauren, and Beth. I, and please state your name.
I, Lauren.
I, Gerald Firsch.
You with us, Beth?
Yes, did you not hear me?
Okay, I didn't hear you too well. You were overwritten. That's fine. Very good. So repeat after me. I do accept my election as a trustee.
I do accept my election.
I do accept my election as trustee.
And hereby swear to fulfill.
And hereby
swear to fulfill
the duties of my office.
The duties of my
office.
And work to further the aims and purposes.
And work to further the aims and purposes.
Of the family campers and RVers.
Of the family campers and RVers.
As set forth in the Constitution and bylaws.
As set forth in the Constitution and bylaws.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my abilities.
I hereby declare you the duly installed trustees of the 2020 to 2022 class of trustees for family campers and RVers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave, and welcome new trustees. Let's give them a round of applause. Now you can turn on your video and mic for applause if you want. I may have you mute your mic for additional things. At this time, I'm going to find out if the trustees, if there's anyone who has anything they want to say. And I'm going to start with Jan Cushing, our comptroller.
I don't know. I haven't got much to say. It's been a unique year with things being canceled, and it's like I say, it's been a unique year with things that were canceled and not being able to see people in person. And fortunately, as controller, it's mostly numbers driven, and I was able to get most of it done by just working on computer. That's all.
Thank you, Jan. Everyone, you turn your monitors on if you wish. Don't hesitate. At this time, I'd like to call Matt to the microphone. Matt Mantia is our Vice President of Planning and Development.
Oh, thank you. It's been a very interesting year, my first year in the office. I've enjoyed it, and I'm still alive, made it through that first year. We'll see what happens start of the second year now. Thank you all.
Thank you, Matt. Sue Fromholzer?
Yes, I just want to say I really miss seeing you all. I really miss having our one-to-one contacts, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you next year in Wisconsin.
And now we'll ask Beth if you have anything to say. Microphone, Beth.
Thanks. I'd like to say thanks to all the trustees, the current and the outgoing, for all the hard work you have done over the years. And I would like to say to Jill Serbasek, you have changed forever the face of FCRV campventions. Thank you.
How true.
So please
Lauren?
be patient with me as I learn. Thank you again.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't mean to step over you, Beth.
No problems.
Lauren?
I'd like to say thanks very much for the faith that some people have put in what I can do, and I want to warn George Walters that I'm going to be calling him on a regular basis and pick his brains. And George, I haven't been able to answer your emails and stuff that you sent in the last couple of weeks because I've been laid up. But I'm back to semi able to get around. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to be calling you in the not too distant future and have a talk. I was hoping to be able to speak to you face to face for a couple hours, but with COVID, it is not happening right now. So and for everyone else, anyone can contact me anytime they want via email or by phone. And if you have any suggestions or if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks again for all your faith.
All right, George. Microphone, George.
Okay, I say that worked out pretty well, Lauren, and I appreciate it. Anything you need, feel free to call or email. It's an unusual year. I never expected the last year I was on the trustee that we would not be able to get together. I miss that, as someone said, I miss that a lot. Debbie and I really enjoy camping, and we enjoy our friends. I try to make that known to all of you. It's been a wonderful experience. I've learned a lot, and again, if there's anything I can do for anyone, just let me know, and I'll do the very best I can to share whatever I might have. So I just want to take a second and say thank you for Debbie for her being so supportive, and to all of you for guiding me along the way. Hope I didn't step on any toes.
Sue Carlson.
Well, my time as a trustee has come to an end. And the past 10 years have been a remarkable journey. And this leadership position was good for me because it kept me from falling behind the times. I faced many new challenges, and occasionally my advice was still sought after. I hope that some of you might consider running for office someday when you have the time to give back to this wonderful organization. And I thank you for the opportunity to serve FCRV and for putting your trust in me. And I have total confidence in my successor, Beth Standiford, and I will be working with her to ensure a smooth transition. And in the meantime, I plan to spend a lot more time with this handsome guy behind me here. And we will both see you next year in Wisconsin. All right.
Jack?
You can't see me because the master controller hasn't let me on as a picture.
And we know you took all your clothes off, Jack.
Yeah, here we come. Now it comes. Yeah, I put them back on. It's been a real pleasure, and I'm thinking back to 2002 when I ran for second vice president. And I remember at that time, it was either then or when I was going for first vice president, Pat Parsley, or not Pat, but Paul came up to me, and he was at that time the director of New York State. And he said, are you going to stay the course? Because he wasn't going to vote for somebody that wasn't going to stay the course. And I said, oh yeah, I'll stay the course. Well, somebody said it was going to be 18 years. I would have said, no, you can, I'll pass. But when I think of it though, before me, you had Jim and Barb. They were 16 to 18 years. So was Larry and Vicky. So it says something for the organization that when you get in, there's the fellowship. I mean, there's obviously the things to do in that, and there's the challenges and everything else, but it really is the fellowship. And with COVID-19, that's kind of hurt a bit, but through virtuals and things like this, we've been able to maintain that. And I'm very much looking forward to getting back camping, to see you folks in person again. I am on 2021 camping convention committee there, so hopefully we'll see some of you in Wisconsin next year, and some of you before that. But it really has been a pleasure. The 18 years have flown by, and if Sonya was alive, she would say the same thing, that through being on the board, we've met hundreds of people, literally traveled most of the American states, and certainly more than Ontario in Canada. So it is a pleasure to have served, and but I'm also looking forward to a time of rest. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. I have not forgotten you. You're right after me. I'm going to do my address. So, and then it'll be your turn. I was hoping you weren't thinking I was forgetting you.
Definitely not.
Good. The years I have served you as your president have been challenging as well as fun. Your support has been and is appreciated. This year, we faced a lot of challenges as many of our campouts had to be canceled. I began to think what can be done to connect with each other. Then I thought, let's try a virtual campvention. You may not know this, but in 60 days, possibly a little bit less, I don't remember the exact date, the necessary technical ability in Jill Serbisek and lots of great ideas came together into what you have seen this week. As with all of our campventions, it takes a lot of people to make it happen. This one was no exception. Thanks to the 2020 campvention team, which we already recognized, and to Jill for all their work planning for the true North, strong and free, and their flexibility when it had to be canceled. The virtual campvention gave us a great opportunity to include almost everyone since no one had to travel. Hopefully, you have taken the opportunity to enjoy the many offerings presented this week. There are even some prizes donated by vendors and the author that read the books. In order to be eligible for those, make sure that you fill out the survey found on the Campvention page on the website, fcrv.org. As your immediate past president, I will continue to do the best I can for FCRV. Together with the new trustees and each of you, FCRV will be the best camping club it can be. And now we will hear from Jerry Firsch.
Okay, well, I am very humbled to be before you as the president of FCRV. I was, I guess shocked and overwhelmed when I got the call from Sherry, and at the same time was, elated. So, it is a wonderful experience so far. There's a lot of work that goes in, and the first thing I would like to do is thank all the trustees that have come before, all of the presidents that have come before, because I've just gotten a small taste of what is in store, and it's humbling and it's exciting. I was asked what I'm going to miss most about not being able to get together in Canada for Campvention. And after thinking about it, it's threefold. One, I think the number one that most everyone will miss, and that is something that may be a long time before we can have again, and that is the hugs from all of the FCRV members, because that's the first thing that happens when you see someone that you haven't seen in a year or 2 years or 3 years is hugs. The laugh of those friends in the conversations that take place one-on-one and in small groups and in large groups. And then the other one is catching up with what has happened in the lives of those friends in the time that you haven't spoken, in the time that you haven't been together. As I said, I'm humbled to stand before your newly elected president, and it's an honor and a privilege. I look forward to visiting with each of you and hearing from each of you in the years to come. This is true no matter what position we go on to hold, and as we move forward. I know that there's going to be challenges. The trustees as a body are faced with many, many decisions. And I know that each of them have the organization's greater good in mind. And I look forward to working with every one of the trustees. And Jack, you may not be off the hook because I'm sure you'll be getting a number of calls. So you are that stabilizing force, and I recognized that some time ago. And it's wonderful your experience and whatnot. So thank you for that. And if you don't know Jack, get to know him. He has a calming and is just a very down-to-earth person, as are all of the trustees. each of the trustees will have a lasting impact on FCRV as an organization. And as we move forward, you, the members, can help us to make that impact a great impact. Your input, your ideas are things that we as trustees need to hear from you. And you know, we may not be able to grant those, but we need to hear what you're thinking and what we can do to make the organization better. I believe that we have a great organization. I got involved with FCRV in 2005 when we lived in Colorado. And it is the fellowship. It is the family. And so we look forward to making it better and living up to those goals and the ideals that were set before us. I know myself as a new trustee, my decisions will be based on what is best for FCRV. Doesn't matter what Jerry wants, it's what is best for FCRV. One of the things I would like to see us work on is in Kansas, we spent a fair amount of time in breakout sessions listening to what could be done to make the organization better. And I would like to see us as a board move forward with that and explore those ideas. Find the one work and would be good for the organization and try them out. And it is said that change is hard until change happens. So I'm going to urge all members and trustees to be open to change, and let's see where it takes us. We don't know until we try. This convention has been wonderful. I hope that each of you have participated in the things that are going online and have viewed and taken advantage of what has been offered as members. Things have been, everything has come together. Everything has that I've seen so far. I'm a little bit behind, as many of you know, because we're moving and in the crunch time of that move. But every program that I've seen virtually online has exceeded my expectations. And thank you to all of those in Canada that put this convention together. It's sad that we can't be together. However, we are together. This meeting is proof of that. And we will move forward. So having said that, I would like to thank all of you in your expression, in your vote of confidence for me. I look forward to talking with each of you at a convention. I look forward to seeing each of you in person in Wisconsin. So until then, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you camping. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Jerry. Speaking of Wisconsin, let's see what we have in store for you for next year.
Yeah, go on.
Our moderator's working on getting it up.
There we go.
I love to go a-wandering along the northern track. And as I go, I love to sing, my friends, I'm glad you're back. FCRV, NCHA, FCRV, NCHA, my friends, I'm glad you're back. I love to wander by the lake that dances in the sun. So joyously it calls to me, come camp in Wisconsin. FCRV, NCHA, FCRV, NCHA, my friends, I'm glad you're back. I wave my hat to all I meet, and they wave back to me. Wisconsin camping is a sweet, Green Bay to Milwaukee. FCRV, NCHA, FCRV, NCHA, my friends, I'm glad you're back.
Wander to Elkhorn, Wisconsin, July 11th through 16th, 2021. That is where FCRV will hold the 61st annual campvention. The location is the Walworth County Fairgrounds. We will have water and 30 amp electric hookup. There are several dump stations throughout the fairgrounds. We are within walking distance of downtown Elkhorn, a great pizza restaurant, and Casey's Convenient Mart. There are lots of things to do in the area. Barb Turner is putting together day trips, which are within 50 miles of the fairgrounds. We have the benefit of an added feature. Wisconsin's Rib Fest is being held at the end of our campvention. The fairgrounds have provided us with our own tent for listening to the many bands that play during the festival. The 2020 lineup of bands includes hip hop, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, rock and roll, and country music. During the 2020 Rib Fest, there were 10 ribbers filling the air with delicious smells, and 45 vendors with lots of treasures. This and much more are available to you for $335 per unit, including 6 nights of camping.
Wander, Wisconsin, Campvention 2021 tour options. Campvention 2021 will be held in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, July the 11th to the 16th. Day trip tour options as well as Elkhorn attractions are as follows, and this is just a sample of the many that I have found within 50 miles. 7 Mile Fair, Wisconsin's only fair that brings local vendors and bargain shopping with family fun every weekend of the year. Wisconsin is the place to find real bargains, from farm fresh produce to great gifts, home, garden, and hobby items, and even the latest children's games and electronics. We are a one-stop shop for everything that your family needs all year round. Hundreds of vendors that offer wholesale shopping rates have made this Wisconsin destination the #1 choice for health-conscious consumers, fashion trendsetters, ethnic buyers, bargain hunters and swap meet shoppers. And it's only 40 miles east of Elkhorn. Apple True, it's a cidery a business. With trees in the field and family on the bottling line, we make a wide range of styles, sparkling, draft, table, dessert, and distilled, mostly semi-dry. We have a load of fun making our products and sharing them with you while we educate you about the history of apples and alcohol. We are also a distillery. We use Wisconsin-grown crops and wood to make whiskey and brandies. Distilled spirits may be powerful, but they are also flexible. They are nice, neat, straight up, and even more fun in cocktails. We encourage people to mix our products up and add their own creative touch. 15 miles east of Elkhorn, you will find Apple True. If you are a fan of salvage dogs on the DIY network, you might like to visit Against the Grain Creative Concepts. They ask you to stop in and see their shop and warehouse full of custom creations, reclaimed lumber, antique and vintage building materials, local art, home decor, architectural salvage. They are located a few short blocks east of downtown Kenosha, 2 blocks from the Metro train station and Kenosha electric streetcar stops. It's a mere 43 miles southeast of Elkhorn. If you are a fan of Frank Lloyd Wright, then the American system-built Model B1 house might be something that you would like to visit. Between 1915 and 1917, Frank Lloyd Wright designed a series of standardized system-built homes, known today as the American system-built homes. By system-built, he did not mean prefabrication on site, but rather a system that involved cutting the lumber and other materials in a mill or factory, then bringing them to the site for assembly. This system would save material waste and a substantial fraction of the wages paid to skilled tradesmen. The home will be an ongoing restoration. You might like to visit 46 miles northeast of Elkhorn. The mailboat tours in Lake Geneva sound really interesting. Over 100 years ago, mail delivery on this lake. It's a tourist attraction now, but back then, the mail was delivered to the mailboxes perched on piers of the people who live there, who live on the shoreline of Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Now it is a novelty for the residents to receive their mail by boat, while up to 160 passengers go along for the ride. Back in 1916, it was a necessity for mail to be delivered by boat. High school and college students turned into jumpers leap from the Walworth passenger boat to deliver mail and retrieve mail from the dockside mailboxes. The interesting thing is, is that the boat does not stop. The kids jump off, deliver the mail, and jump back on. 10 miles from Elkhorn. Our last stop for this PowerPoint is the Webster House Museum in Elkhorn. It is a white clapboard house that contains Civil War and Victorian period items. The composer, Joseph Philbrick Webster, once owned the house. Both the structure and the famous owner played an important part in the history of Elkhorn. He wrote the songs that we know most, Lorena and Sweet By and By. It is a Greek revival style cottage that was constructed in 1836 and was served for many years as the land office. So visit this museum for some local Elkhorn history. Now, remember, red marks the spot to be. See that little red down there? That's where we're going for Campvention 2021. Wander, Wisconsin, July the 11th to the 16th, 2021. Our 61st annual Campvention. Visit Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Come on, we will love to see you.
I love to go a-wandering.
Along the Northern Track.
And as I go, I love to sing.
My friends, I'm glad you're back.
FCRV, NCHA.
FCRV, NCHA. Hey.
My friends, I'm glad you're back.
I love to wander by the lake.
That dances in the sun.
So joyously it calls to me.
I'm camping Wisconsin.
FCRV, NCHA.
FCRV, NCHA. Hey.
My friends, I'm glad you're back.
I wave my hat to all I meet.
And they wave back to me.
Wisconsin camping is so sweet.
Green Bay to Milwaukee.
FCRV, NCHA.
FCRV, NCHA. Hey.
My friends, I'm glad you're back.
We look forward to seeing everyone in Elkhorn, Wisconsin in 2021. One thing to add to the presentation is a decision was made by the team to offer a $30 discount. Yes, you heard it. $30 discount on the registration if you register by December 31st, 2020. So that'll take the $335 down to $305. So we're hoping that'll get everybody out there to register. At this time, I have the FCRV President's gavel. that I am going to now turn over to Jerry first. You need to turn your mic on, Jerry.
Sorry about that. I couldn't get the button to come up.
It's time for adjournment.
I now adjourn this meeting.